Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Fikri Rizaldi. You can call me Fikri and I'm from Waste Treatment Engineering Class 3A. In this opportunity, I would like to tell you about my essay. The title is Why is the Environment Threatened by Omnibus Law? At the end of 2019 until now, Omnibus Law became an interesting legal issue to discuss. Not only legal experts, economists, politicians, communities, non-governmental organizations, and even environmental activists also criticized President Jokowi's spirit to simplify current regulation through Omnibus Law. Simplification of licensing through the Omnibus Law or job creation is the government's quick response to address the condition under which the implementation of business activities currently uses a licensed approach without a risk-based approach. The condition has the consequence that all business activities must have a permit. As a result, for some sectors require a lot of permits that must be owned by the business before running its business. Government policy breakthroughs are needed to address these conditions. One of the bold efforts made by the government is to propose the Omnibus Law on job creation. However, many people rejected the proposed regulation due to the removal, alteration, and determination of new rules of a number of articles in Law number 32 of 2019 in Environmental Protection and Management. This is thought to potentially exacerbate environmental damage. The removal of environmental provisions in the Omnibus Law on job creation is incompatible with the environmental management regulatory system and has the potential to cause a variety of problems. First, is licensing of forest area utilization. A significant change in the Omnibus Law on job creation is about the licensing mechanism for the utilization of forest area that are only applied to the utilization of timber forests, while for non-timber utilization and environmental services only a formality to fulfill common standards. Intervention of forest area through the licensing scheme will be more massive and the effect will make it easier for any party, especially those with capital and power to apply for permits in forest areas. The ease of licensing without consideration of ecological aspect is very risky to the environmental impact that will be inflicted in the future. Second, utilization of protected forest areas is increasingly unprotected. Consequently, with the existence of the Omnibus Law on job creation, the existence of protected forest area is very risky to be utilized for exploitative interests, such as, for example, transfer of function to mining, plantation, and etc. This can clearly lead to the loss and damage of livable protected forests as a permanent buffer of life. Moreover, the role of the central government is increasingly centralized, so that with the centralistic mechanism can lead to the inequality of benefits received between the center and the region. Third, loss of AMDAL as the last gateway to environmental rescue. Consequently, the increasing number of business establishment permits that do not need to do AMDAL mandatory creates an increasingly uncomfortable environmental impact. From this, the government appears to be not heeding the environmental consideration in development activities at all. For the ease of making change the provision and function of forest areas and the use of forest areas. The draft of Omnibus Law on job creation gives flexibility to the government in terms of deciding the change in the provision of forest areas. This has an impact on the loss of supervision function of the community in the implementation of forest development by conveying its aspiration through the House of Representatives, especially regarding forest provision plans and the utilization of forest products. It can be feared that the increasing confusion of forest areas that do not match the functioning of the area is carried out by people in power without the supervision and knowledge of the community. The explanation shows that Omnibus Law reflects the economic interest of the government is not offset by a commitment to maintain forest resources and the environment sustainably. The dominance of economic interest over environment interest shows the tendency of governments that use power to exploit forest resources without environmental consideration. Identification of prefixes. Prefixes are letters which we add to the beginning of a word to make a new word with a different meaning. In this essay, I find some prefixes. There are noun, con, ex, in, full, pro, and super. And get a new word. There are non-governmental, consequence, exhibit, incompatible, non-timber, fulfill, provision, supervision, and conversion. Identification of suffixes. Suffixes are the letters which are added at the end of a stem to make new words. In this essay, I find some suffixes. There are al, out, man, ion, li, active, and apply. And get a new word. There are environmental, without, government, protection, management, potentially exploitative, establishment, commitment, and sustainability. Identification of derivations. Derivations are the process of creating a new word out of an old word, usually by adding a prefix or a suffix. In this essay, I find some derivations. There are especially inequality, uncontrollable, representative, and resources. I think that's all. Thank you very much for your attention, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.